Hey guys, this is Justin Figueroa with Thrust Flight, and today we'll be talking about the transition from student to certified flight instructor. Yeah, my experience going from a student to an instructor was totally different, right? Because you're in the mindset of completely study. I'm taking care of myself, and then go on to the next rating, helping yourself become better as a student. And then from there, it had a transition, it had have a different mindset. It didn't click right away. At first, I was just telling myself, hey, I could get better. If I get better, then my students are gonna get better. But as an instructor, that's not the mindset I was supposed to have. I became an instructor, and then it's a mindset of, no, now I could have to transition my thoughts, and I am the instructor. I am responsible for this person and how they grow. And it's not just on me and my education, but also how I'm expressing myself and being able to tell them how this works and how it doesn't work. Every student has a different path and different way to actually study, and you start learning that right away once you get your first few students. Some will be a visual learner, someone will have where they could just look at a packet and remember every single thing about that packet. And so once I actually transitioned, it was like me now, instead of just calling my students, like if they're a friend or just another student, I had to consider myself, hey, say I am an instructor now. This transition was a little bit different, but that's what kind of started making the inside of things start changing around once I started doing that. So going through the ZTA program, from having no experience, no flight hours, being that student, I remember thinking to myself like, man, I'm gonna have students just like me, really bad, right? Starting off, not even knowing how to pull the yoke, how fast to pull it, how to land. Oh my gosh, let's not talk about landing, please. At first, as a student, there's so much little things that I was like, when I become an instructor, I hope my student doesn't do this. But I also started that transition to really help from going through each rating and struggling, and be able to go through different stage checks and different progress checks throughout the whole entire training. Because then I saw where my weaknesses are, and then I didn't want my students, when I became an instructor, to have those same weaknesses. So as a student, I was working hard to kind of note down all of my weaknesses, and then I transitioned over, and then it was like, okay, now every weakness I have, my students will not have anymore. So I really believe that going through the program, going through ZTA, helped me tremendously, being able to understand each stage check and each kind of progress check all the way through to becoming the pilot and instructor that I am today. So the transition from being a student and then kind of like having the lesson plan set for you was easy, right? You jump in the plane, your instructor says, do this, this, and this. But then the transition to being an instructor, and then now you are the one saying, hey, you have to do this. Wait, what are we doing next? This, and this, right? So you're making those lesson plans and having the student just not have to focus on what you're doing next, and being able to create that prior to the flights, prior to the ground knowledge, being able to express that to them and them understand it. It went a long way. Being prepared as an instructor was a big thing. Being able to have each thing set on. We knew what to do from the first hour to the second hour to being out being ready for the next day with the next homework plan. So if you are a student now and you plan on becoming an instructor, I definitely would recommend it. And the reason why is because not only did you experience those same hard difficulties throughout your training, you had to figure out your way of learning and being able to pass these ratings. But from my experience, from being a student to passing those check rides, to then being able to put all your hard work into one person and having them pass that check ride, was the best feeling that you could ever imagine. So I would like you to actually go try it for yourself. Become an instructor. It's worth it. You get so many great experiences with great people, and you get really close to people and have a great understanding of what goes wrong and how to fix it. And the concepts of being an instructor is just amazing. Go get your hours. Go have a good time at it. If you're interested in becoming a student pilot, check out the description below. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on some future videos.